So you don't recommend bootstrapping?
No, actually, that is the only way to go. Because don't wait for the $1 million to come.
Yeah.
Don't wait for the 100,000 to come.
Mm-hmm.
If you need the money to prove your idea, then you don't have an idea.
Wow, then I'm Sean Gold, today's guest on Tool Thinker.
Would allow me to let go of my 9 to 5 job.
Let's dig a little bit deeper. Who do we really want to target here? And that's where you live.
Sometimes.
If you love long night, then be a startup founder. Just do it. Take the leap.
I always said it, the boss, even for the money that we were earning.
You have to pivot or else you'll run out of money.
I want to dig a little bit more on your coaching experience. So you've been coaching for what, 14 years now?
Yeah, in and out for that long.
Mm-hmm. And what are the type of people that you're coaching?
It's people that would like to start a new company. That basic, right? It's less than retail, small businesses. It's more in technology. It's just like the clients that I'm getting, right?
Yeah.
I remember like 10 years ago was a lot of people outside of the US trying to come to the US and open businesses, right? Sometimes a lot of people from the Middle East for some reason, right? These were kids that came to Canada or the US, got a degree, they are back home, and they want to do something the American style. Right? So there were a lot in technology, but there were people in even non-for-profits, people in education trying to do something different in the Middle East. And that was a phase in my business. I still have those, right? People outside of the US trying to develop something more Western kind of technology because they have seen it, they want to do it in their own country. Or people that just want to do something locally that they know. For example, that was interesting. Someone in Mozambique came to our website and solicited. It's a guy that wanted to create a kind of a Pizza Hut, a Domino's franchise in Mozambique. And I said, well, I don't know anything about Mozambique. Give me a few days. So I did my own research and I see that there are a few Western franchises. But this guy has the energy, the capital, the knowledge. He was kind of went to a school in London. And hey, I took the idea. I coached him in the process of from a concept to a business plan to execution plan, a little bit of marketing. Although it's very unique in Mozambique, every country has a different way to target, and market to the population. And then he raised the first round, and then now he wants to expand. We work on numbers, for example. I'm a very strong believer. You got this idea, you want to go to the moon. But do you know anything about rockets? I don't know about rockets. Well, if you are that guy that we know, that you need to know about rockets, right? Or hire people that know about rockets, right? So so I say, okay, let's run numbers, right? How much is going to be someone that knows about rocket that you hire?
Right.
What is your time? Do you want a salary? How long is it going to take to make money on this, right? What is your capacity to raise money in your circle? Have you done it before? So there are many questions that we go through. But I love to take all these ideas and put it into an Excel spreadsheet.
Yes. And
a lot of my coaching is someone that wants to do an idea, whether it could be technology, which I'm very into, or could be retail, a pizza joint franchise in Mozambique. It's just let's run numbers. Let me listen to you. Let me see your story. What do you have? What you lack, and then go down into numbers, right? And then have a conversation. And usually that conversation goes well. But about 20%, that is my number, maybe 25% of the people that we help, they realize when they see the numbers that they don't have a business or they are not ready.
Right.
And it's good. It's a discovery process, right?
Yes.
It's like you try it, the numbers are not there. They cannot realize with numbers this old passion about, changing the planet or being billionaire or not. Okay, how are you going to get there? So numbers help a lot. So we're going back to the question of, where I'm finding these people. Now it's a lot of people in California trying to do startups in California, trying to pitch to VCs, right? So I got this idea, maybe a little bit of traction, maybe an expertise in a field. So we help them to craft kind of either a pitch deck or whatever they request, right? Run some numbers and okay, so now you're ready. And so you're ready to go to kind of investor ready business plan, we call it, right?
How do they know to seek out a coach? Like if you don't have any background in business, why don't you just start whatever you're doing? How do you know to seek out coaching?
I guess when you realize that you don't know, that basic is like if you have a depression, at what point you go to a psychologist, right? It's when you cannot go on the way that you, right? There are people that, and there are cities in North America that you go to a chamber of commerce and they have workshops of here in the US there is a network of people that retire from business and they offer their services for free. So there are resources that you go, right?
Right.
And then from that, in your process of discovering what you don't know, you can get into someone like me that will give you the whole advising, right? Coaching in the process. Right. Interesting. I got sometimes people that are completed an MBA.
Yeah.
And they need coaching.
Yes.
Because MBA train you to work for a corporation, to have a P&L of a corporation, right?
Right.
But small businesses, forget about it. A startup is not a big corporation. It's something else. So that is kind of my expertise a little bit that I have developed, is understanding that a startup is not a big business. It's small.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And MBA types, they have a problem understanding that.
Yes.
Because they've been trained to do this big thing. And
To
there are only a
manage,
few programs on our part that are focused on entrepreneurship. The MBA, they hate risk. And with a startup, you need to love risk. You need to feel okay that it's going to fail tomorrow.
Yes.
And move on, right? So yeah, when do you seek a business coach? Well, you need to have the networks to realize that you need that, and Chamber of Commerce are a good place. There are, at least in the US, there are a college that are focused on that, that could give you a training. For example, I'm teaching here in Florida at a local community college, and every semester I teach 6 weeks of entrepreneurship, right? It's very generic. Everyone could go. It's not a one-to-one coaching, right? But you go through the basic, and so yeah, you need to realize that you have a problem, and hopefully you find a way from your connection to find someone like me, someone like you that could actually, help them walk through the whole thing.
And the internet is educating people as well, right?
Yeah.
People learn about. They just type in their problems, and something pops up that they weren't aware of, and they just dig deeper into that, especially with ChatGPT now. Right. I think it will take you to places that you weren't thinking about.
Here's an advice. Don't go to a professional coach that have not built a company.
Right.
Because they're going to reproduce what is on the books. It's going to be another human book, right? But it's better to go, to a professional like that. You can go to someone that knows, that have done it, and listen from that person. That is. Don't go to this kind of incubator program of experts in accounting. But they're accounting. They don't do a startup. They haven't opened a business. They're accountant. They don't know anything. They don't know even how to create a budget for a startup companies, right? So, red flag for that. If you go to, for example, a program that will give you kind of the basic try to find a program that instructors have done it.
Yes.
That will give you a different flavor, I would say, right?
Well, I can imagine. I mean, the startup world is a very, very unknown process, right? It just all depends on what you're building. You have to be listening, like what you said before, because that's what's going to take you to where you really need to go to find that product market fit. But in terms of the people that seek you out for coaching, what are the main areas that you find that these entrepreneurs are struggling?
A big one is, I'm selling a mouse. It's $10. So if I sell 1 million, I'm going to have $10 million. And I need to raise money to create the mouse. So let me see, I need 10 million, I need 20 million. What? Where did that math come from, right? You need 20 million to sell a mouse that you think that you're going to make $10 million. So what I'm trying to say is, like, people come with wrong expectation on budgets and performance and projection on their plan, right? So that's why I love numbers, right? I'm very good in brainstorming ideas and putting that on a business plan and whatnot, but there are a lot of paper out there. I have this idea, but have you tested? And one way to do it is numbers, right? So yeah. I don't know. This is a way for me to bring people down to reality, right?
Yeah. They misinterpret or miscalculate.
Yeah. And then something that I haven't done it a lot, but it's don't go solo.
Yeah.
Try to find a co-founder from the very beginning. If you know business, trying to find a technical co-founder if your project has a technical component, right? If you're a coder and this is what you know, try to find a business savvy person, right? But don't go solo. Right. That is that, and I got a lot of that. People are struggling of equity split. There are tools out there, as you say, ChatGPT will give you an idea. But before AI boom, I don't remember what is the non-for-profit that give you a questionnaire. Okay, this is my skill. This is my co-founder skills. The time that I'm going to dedicate, whatnot, and then give you an idea of how it should be the equity split. That helps, at least to start the conversation, because there are people struggling with that. No, I don't want to give my company. Hey, if you are in a startup business, you need to do that. You need to raise capital, probably, right? You should. You need to have investors. A concept that people new to this is the cap table, the capitalization table, right? It's like you own 100% of your idea. You have a co-founder. Let's say you give 40% of that. So you have 60, your co-founder have 40, but then someone else come, right? And they will buy half of the company for $1 million. So now you own half of what you used to have.
Yes.
If you used to have 60, now you have 30.
Yes.
And if your co-founder used to own 40, now have 20. Anyway, we could have a podcast only about cap table and stuff.
I know, but those
are important things that you educate people in the process of how to go.
So you don't recommend bootstrapping?
No, actually, that is the only way to go.
Huh.
You need to bootstrapping. That is the only way to go. That is an important way to go, because don't wait for the $1 million to come. Don't wait for the 100,000 to come. If you need the money to prove your idea, then you don't have an idea. Just try to create an MVP, whatever is the definition of minimal viable product. Try to prove that you have people that are willing to pay for your solution. Try to get commitment from people. Like, I like your idea. If you build it, I'm going to buy it. Kind of, that could be different in different cases, right? And then just start building it and build very small and try it small and try it small and try it. Another improvement and try it, test it. And try to live with your own means for a while.
Until you get to a stage where you need help.
Yeah, when you have traction, and then your product is sexy enough, for people saying, I want a piece of that pie. Or maybe this could be the next regional business or global business, right? And that there's an art of how you pitch at that moment with investors, where you find investors and where not. But I'm a believer of start very small, with whatever you have. If you have a passionate idea that you are crazy about that, you cannot stop thinking about finding a solution for that. Those are the ideas. It could be a boring idea. It could be something that only you know, because you are, I don't know, you're part of this company that build cars, right? And you realize that there's one step in the car making that is a problem. Find a solution for that. And maybe only car makers will know, but you can make a lot of money by solving that step in the car making process, right? I'm just giving a scenario that is not real, but my thing is this: like, start small, find what bothers you, what is like, I cannot go another day without a solution for this, right? And try to build it. If you have that problem, then you are an entrepreneur. And then gather the ideas, discuss with people, trying to find your co-founder or so, and build something, trying to find clients or potential clients. And at some point, you will have something. For example, when I did with this current project, I put less than $500 on a coder outside of the US. Very good, but very affordable. I got my $500 app. Very crappy, but that helped me to, okay, do I have a client? Do I have a need? I'm solving something. And then this is what I have right now. So, no, bootstrapping, I don't know. And bootstrapping could be you and your uncle that give you 10 grants, right? Or don't take a second mortgage on your house. No, please don't do that.
Yeah.
And then you'll see. When you pivot, not in the idea, but when you get to the point of raising capital, you will know. I guess.
Great advice. So, Jose, where can people reach you?
My name, Jose Bello, JoseBello, and then you put it on LinkedIn, and you will find my profile. It's the easiest way to do it.
Right.
Yeah, I'm big into LinkedIn, and so LinkedIn actually is LinkedIn /Jose Bello, one word, but people just could Google it, put LinkedIn and my name. That is the best way to do it, and you will see there how to contact me, write to me. You will see my email and whatnot. Yeah.
Okay, great. Jose, I want to thank you for coming through, sharing your information and your experience with us. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for this, and I'm here anytime.
Thank you, Jose. Cool.
Bye-bye.